when doing the model of an atom, you want to make sure that you have all the different pieces of the element that you are doing. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples, and then you will need to choose your own element and make a model of it. I'm going to do some smaller ones to make the examples go a little bit faster. So let's say we had hydrogen. So we know hydrogen has an atomic number of 1. Hydrogen has a symbol of H. Okay. Then we have its name, hydrogen. And then we have its atomic mass. So the atomic number tells us that we have 1 proton. And if we have 1 proton, that means we have 1 electron. And then our atomic mass minus our atomic number. Remember to round your atomic mass. So this atomic mass, 1.008, rounded to the nearest whole number would be 1, because it's closer to 1 than 2. So the atomic mass minus the atomic number gives us 0 neutrons. And so if we wanted to make a model of this atom, we would do the nucleus first, which is in the center. For hydrogen, it only has 1 proton. So we just have 1 dot in the middle. Then there are no neutrons, and so we, even though the middle is where the neutrons are at, we don't have any, so we wouldn't write any there. Okay, and then for electrons, we have 1 electron, so we just need 1 ring. And so we're going to make 1 ring, and we'll fill that in right there. And so that is a model of hydrogen. And then if we wanted to add a little bit of extra information, which on your models I do want you to add some extra information, we would say what period, what group, and what type of elements it is. And so remember, period is row. So hydrogen, atomic number 1, that means it's up in the top row, period, which row 1, period 1. And it's also in the first column, the first group, so it's group 1. And we have on our colored periodic tables that it is a non-metal. Remember, if you don't have a colored periodic table, then use the one that was from on last Thursday, I believe. It has the periodic table there. So let me do another one as an example. Let's say for this example, let's use lithium. So lithium is number 3 on the periodic table. So it has an atomic number of 3, has a symbol Li, the name lithium, and its atomic mass is 6.941. And then if we do the period group and type, lithium is in that first column. So it is group 1. It is in the second row, so it's period 2. And the type, if you look on your colored periodic table, is an alkali metal. Then the next step would be figuring out how many protons, electrons, and neutrons we have. We have an atomic number of 3, so we know it has 3 protons. And we have 3 electrons, because the electrons will always equal the protons. And then we have the atomic mass of 7, because that 9 round is closer to 7 than 6, so we round that up to 7. Minus the atomic number of 3, we have 4 neutrons. So when we make the model of this atom, we would draw 4 neutrons in the middle and 3 protons in the middle, because there are, I accidentally got rid of some of my neutrons there. Okay. So 4 neutrons, 3 protons, because protons and neutrons are in the nucleus, and so they go in the center. And we have 3 electrons. So we need the first ring. The first ring is able to hold 2 electrons. So we're going to put an electron here and an electron there. We cannot put any more electrons on the first ring, so we need to make a second ring. Make a second ring. And this second ring can hold up to 8 electrons, but we only need 3 total, so we already have 1, 2. We just need 1 more, a third, and that is our model of lithium. Now for the rings, the first ring has 2 electrons. So no matter what element you do, the first ring only gets 2 electrons. You have to start with the first ring, but it only gets 2 electrons. The second ring is able to have 8 electrons. So after you fill the first 2 up, then you draw a second ring, and you can have up to 8 electrons. It doesn't have to have 18, it can have up to 8. But if you have more than 10 electrons, because these two together is 10 electrons, and so if your element has more than 10 electrons, then you need a third ring, and that third ring can have up to 18 up to 18 electrons. Yeah, I did that wrong. I messed up on writing that. So it can have up to 18 electrons. And so on that third ring, you can write up to 13 or 18 different electrons. But remember, only go to however many electrons you actually have for your atom. And so for this assignment, what you need to do is choose an element with an atomic number of 13 or above. So a atomic number of 13 or higher, and you need to draw an atom of that element, a model of that atom, just like I did here on these examples.